Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. I know it's been a little while since I've made one, but it's really good to be back. It's the Easter holidays here in the UK. The spring is really starting to get going now, so it's certainly making walks a slightly more interesting experience. There's so much to eat right now and wildcraft with, so let's go on a little spring walk today around where I live. This is the beautiful South Downs here in Hampshire. So it's on a local walk to home. We'll sit in the beautiful woodland and maybe cook up some of the wonderful wild edible spring shoots and buds that are around at the moment. So let's just go for a lovely little stroll. I know that we have a lot of new subscribers on our channel at the moment, which is very exciting. So if you're new, hello. I really appreciate all those lovely comments that I keep getting. They're really encouraging. I'm glad that you're enjoying the videos. It certainly inspires me to make some more for you. So since I last saw you, I have luckily found some morels. I was super happy. That sort of started my spring and gave me the encouragement to carry on with spring foraging. It's like a piece of the puzzle if you can't find it, good God. The woodland itself has truly come alive. There's lots of colour everywhere, and I know this beautiful spot that I love so much will be looking phenomenal in a couple of weeks. This will just be blue. We've got the ground ivy in flower now, so that's really easy to identify and certainly a lovely herb for a spring dish. I've already collected a few of these today, so I'm going to get those just to herb up what we cook. And these have certainly started to shoot inside. Here come all of the beautiful fresh burdock leaves, and they're going to turn into wonderful big giants. So here is one of our beautiful friends, looking extremely spring-like and beautiful. She's in her full glory now. And of course that's the beautiful wild primrose. Okay, so for today's adventure I didn't bring anything with me at all, which isn't like me. All we've brought today is a very basic kitchen, which consists of my gas camping stove. I've brought one little frying pan, one tiny tub of oil, my wild garlic, salt, and that is all I've brought. We've done about 2 hours of walking. I have 2 hungry children myself. I'm also very hungry. So let's just pick some things that will work just in a frying pan and taste really delicious. Spring fresh loveliness. And of course we are now here in what has grown so big and beautiful, and everywhere you go where I live, the world is carpeted in the smell of garlic and beautiful green leaves. So I can't help walking around the forest at the moment without getting really hungry, because one of my favourite foods is undoubtedly nettle tips. The spring nettle tips are so delicious. So one of the plants that's really tasty that's everywhere at the moment, and one that you really mustn't pick because you've seen it in this video, this is one you need to do your research on, but that's the common hogweeds. And we have an example here, so we can see the big beautiful leaves, but these are very easily mistaken, so we are super careful with this one. I'm not going to go into the ID on this video, but I am just going to have a quick look through here. We can find some really nice little shoots, and as these get older there will be some better parts to eat, but for now these delicious common hogweed shoots are actually super yummy. One of the great things that's up and about at the moment, but it is an invasive species, so you do need to be super careful when harvesting it, is the horsetail shoots. So you have 2 types of shoots with the horsetail. You have this vegetative shoot here, and this is the best part for medicine. This is the part that's packed with silica. Silica strengthens the body, all tissues, so if you're looking to sort of really improve the strength of some part of your body, you would do really well to harvest some of the horsetail and dry it out and use it as a tea. And the part that you can eat at this time is in fact the Horsetail fertile shoots, and these are the shoots that spread by spore. This is actually a prehistoric plant, so it's like prehistoric asparagus, and it can be treated as such in the same way. It's a nice meal to try. So here's a beautiful specimen. They are all over the place at the moment, so I'm just going to snip off the top and leave that here, so I don't want to spread that everywhere. So it's incredibly invasive, and it's this fresh shoot that we want to harvest, and we can cook these now. They're delicious, and horsetail's a really lovely plant. When we cook it, we just literally remove the brown papery skin, and then we just cook these lovely fertile shoots, and they taste delicious. You can eat the spore heads. They're a bit of a strange texture, but I think it's better just to take the stalk. So I'm going to collect some of these and get these into our little menu, and we will stop and cook now. So where could be better to sit than at the edge of a forest where there is literally food spilling out. Look at the beautiful wild garlic. So when I say that I brought a basic cooking kit with me, I have literally got one tiny jar of oil, I've brought one bowl, one small frying pan, one tiny little spoon, and my new wild garlic salt, which is delicious. Right, I'm just going to simply get some oil in the pan and start cooking. Is you're just peeling off these parts here. Okay, let's turn off a moment. Right, so we're just peeling off these pieces. Okay, once they've all come off, then we can get those in the oil. So you want to do those for me?
It's a bit like asparagus.
It's basically like asparagus, yeah. It doesn't have the same sort of pungent taste. Oh, is that good? Okay. Do you know that these plants were as old as the dinosaurs? Yes. Isn't that interesting?
And the dinosaurs used to be used.
Oh, maybe they did. Maybe that's what made them big and strong. Let's put that in there to cook. Yep.
I did that, so...
We've also got the common hogweed shoots, which we'll get in there. I'm going to put some nettle in there. One of my favourite things to actually fry, bizarrely enough, is actually wild garlic. It tastes so nice fried. So it's really fun just to be able to go out at the moment and practically anything that you find, obviously being careful. There are some rather dangerous plants out there. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle this with some of my lovely wild garlic salt. Lovely ground ivy that we found, just to put some little herby flavours in there. I haven't even got a knife for me today, that's how simple I've kept it. And here we are. It's amazing. I'm so happy. This is my favourite place to be in the world. So it's nice to actually bring you guys here so you can actually get vibe for it. If you're coming on workshops with me this year, this part of the land behind me is actually where we camp, and I let most of this field actually go wild because we have so many wonderful wild things here. My actual barn is behind us. So this is like a whole area which is very primitive. The idea being that you get quite a genuine primitive experience here. But this is the fabulous barn. If you've seen my documentary one, you'll understand the process. lockdown, decided to build that for the first 3 weeks of lockdown, thinking it wouldn't be that long. How mad was that? And I've literally not been in here now for a year. It's really sad. Look at this. I mean, that is ridiculous. This was all brand new. So I'm gonna have a lot of cleaning up to do today, which is absolutely fine. So I think I'm going to harvest everything. And here we've got my little camping area. My primitive oven has died. Most beautiful view out that way. And there's a lot more going on up the top. We've got some different buildings we're working on. So at the moment, I think I am just going to have a little forage and then go for a really big cutting session, get all the ground cut down so that by the time we do our workshops, everything will have re-emerged. Lovely little herb garden I grew. Obviously it's been so neglected after a year, but there are some things that are coming back. Look at the mugwort. She's going for it this year. There's just a lot of gardening I need to get out here and do. Bring it all back to life a little bit. You can just about see where the pool is. And then the chickens are through there. And this was my wildlife habitat. I'm sure there's plenty living in there. Hopefully one day it will turn into Mushroom City. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm super happy to be here. As you can probably tell, it's time to harvest. And then it's time to cut. And I've also bought with me today, I shall show you. So, I've bought with me today, these are actually oyster mushrooms, which I found dried on a tree. And I rehydrated those yesterday and they're dropping their spores. I had a board full of white spores this morning. So I'm going to take these up to our woodland at the top later and try and introduce them to our woodland, which is what you'll see in a moment. And then these little friends are some Amanita Muscaria, which I dried out from the autumn. And these I'm going to break down. And this tree over here is a silver birch tree. And if you know much about the Amanita Muscaria, they have a symbiotic relationship with birch trees. So they won't grow without them. I don't know if it will grow with one, but my dear brother planted this tree. It's a very special tree. I'm going to try and introduce the spores all around the base, and who knows if we get lucky and we find some little friends here in autumn or next autumn. So I'm going to take the Amanita Muscaria and I'm going to break her up into pieces. There's a wonderful, beautiful, wise, old, ancient medicine that she is. And we're going to introduce this just around the land. God, I love the smell of this so much. What I tend to do here mostly is just cut everything back into the ground. It doesn't get collected, gets mulched and put back on the ground, and that is why the whole of this land has become so wild with so many amazing herbs and so many different varieties of wild plants. It's purely because we let it just become wild. It's wonderful. It's like a forest of food and medicine, and the wildlife loves it. So I've just done a little bit of harvesting. Gathered some nice little things from the ground. I think this is a game you could play for a long time. So when we left here a year ago, we left it absolutely beautiful, spotless and ready to be used. It was amazing. In the summer before, we'd finished building all of this. And this was all built from materials we found all over the land. So it was once a stable. You'll have to go back through my videos to see this being built. And obviously by the end of that year it had been finished, and just as I thought I was coming to use it all for the first time for Rewild, of course the pandemic came. So here we are a year later, and we left it a year ago in the most beautiful condition. But I think what we're going to have to do is just suck it up, work hard today, get the Rewild garden back to scratch. I'm going to get on the tractor, get strimming, and then go cut the paddock, and that should do us for today. god, they're well lively.
Really? Ah! They're on it.
Oh my god, oh my god. I like them, but they're a little bit mental. We
can't get any traction.
Look, we're trying to... Oh no, that one looks like he's been cut by something.
He's lost his tail.
No, I bet that's a bird, look, 'cause they drop their tails, don't they?
Yeah.
But we always make sure we hide the slow worms. Calm down, calm down, calm down. They can't bite, can they?
No.
We always try and move the slow worms before the tractor comes out. Hello. Oh, don't be scared. I'm not a bird.
Oh.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, let's put them somewhere safe. Hello, little slow worm. Look at you. Oh, that's cool. They're so rare and endangered species, and they all live here quite happily. Okay, so we have just given the old barn a good blitz. It's starting to look like summer now. It's making me happy. Everything looked so derelict. But it's certainly starting to look quite beautiful, the little Rewild garden. Noah, done a marvellous job there, thank you very much. So now I'm going to get on the tractor. I'm going to go cut the whole of this paddock. I'll take you with me. Let's get on the tractor and go cut the field. Good old thing, never fails to have fun on here. So while we're up here, I will talk you through a few things. So this beautiful old building is being renovated at the moment, and we worked quite hard on this before lockdown. So this is the room that we were working on before lockdown, because this is actually going to make a really cool, get off me, a really cool classroom up here. We were preparing it all, painting it, renovating it, fixing up the roof. It's going to be a really good workroom eventually, a bit more work to go, but we're nearly there. We got the worst of it done, and for me it was just sealing up all of the building. So we were using expanding foam and then starting to paint. There's electric in here, so it will make a really good little indoor workshop at some point. There's quite a bit to do. The roof needs repairing. It's been a few years since this building was used. This is our top fire pit. So we have a big bonfire up here, and then we have like another orchard going that way, and then we have this little bit here. If we just let the woodland do its thing, there's all pear trees and that kind of thing, but as you can see, it's also a forest of beautiful nettles. Okay, so I'm in our little woodland area, and I thought I would bring up some oyster mushrooms. It's looking very cute in here. But here's the mushrooms that I rehydrated. We're just gonna scatter them and hope by the miracle of the mushroom gods that they take somehow. Come on, mushroom gods, you can do it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, it's looking so pretty in here. It's so nice to show you guys around here at last, and I cannot wait to actually get more of you down here this year. We're gonna have so much fun this year. This is the year of happiness. It's the end of the day now, and the whole place is cut and ready and trimmed. It's been a lot of hours of hard work, but it all looks really nice and we're ready for workshops. All I've got to do at this point is actually clean my barn. So look at that. Completely cut. I don't normally cut it at this time of year. It would normally be done at the end of the summer, but you know, pandemic life, I'm sure it'll grow back in a couple of weeks anyway. So it's all looking lovely. Very, very summery indeed. And that's the little fire pit. And my little tent will be here soon. And I shall wake up to my favourite view in the whole wide world. Welcome home. I'll have some more foraging videos coming up shortly. But the next time you're back here, it will be a proper Rewild weekend. Cooking on the fire. Put a fire on in the actual mud hut. I can't wait to do that. And maybe even get the pool open. Might even have some people here for a workshop. So for now, it's been nice to take you on a little tour, and I look forward to seeing you. If you want to know more about my workshops, you want to come here, pop over to my website and yeah, come and see what's going on. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Look after yourselves and stay wild. Bye.